Hello team, this is Hassam and this is cycle 8. Um, on this cycle I've decided to dig more into our logs, the central logging system and see what else I can extract and use from my NOC and SOC teams. So there's a lot of information that's aggregated and sent to our SIM solution, but we can get more than what you can get from SIM. So I've created the noFlap checker, and it does exactly what the name implies. It's pretty much what the script does. It digs logs for specific errors that are generated by our routing protocols. Since we have too many locations for the company, we use two type of routing protocols. We use EIGRP, that's an interior gateway routing protocol. Basically, this is to link our buildings together and within the same country. For example, we have 6 offices in the US and these are connected with EIGRP inside MPLS tunnels. We use PGP to peer with service providers, and PGP is the border gateway protocol, and pretty much what shows our presence on the web. So for these, we really don't want a lot of problems with them. We don't like to see them go down or up flapping, and that's where the name of the script come from. Because if they flap, they generate a lot of problems, especially the second one. BGB flaps, that means tons of issues are coming our way. We might even lose some profit and maybe breach some SLAs due to the BGB flapping. So the tool will passively monitor, so I'm not sending anything or I'm not hitting any commands. Pretty much I'm looking at the logs and looking at the logs every 5 minutes. So every 5 minutes, if you see certain keywords in the logs, then the tool will take it, will put the information it found in an email and send it to the NOC to automatically open a ticket with our ticketing system, and thus makes my team more proactive. So basically, this is the outcome of the tool. It's an addition to the other tools I've created. So at the end, I'm going to have a single interface, all these tools available. You just click, add whatever parameters you want, and send. Why I'm interested is just it's making my team more and more proactive, less reactive. So pretty much, if you see this message in the logs, before people start calling you and say, hey, this building is disconnected, we don't have internet here, this customer has lost his BGP link to us, and so on, our team will say, oh, we already know, and we're already working to resolve this problem. That's the first thing I have. The second one is actually more related to the business model of the company. We have a lot of SLAs between even between our departments and the departments to the different customers. So we commit on RTO. It's pretty much the return to operations. And this RTO we usually will be some hours, some minutes. So if we lose a building, if we lose certain connection to a customer, there's be a lot of plenties we have to pay per minute. We have some solutions that we pay penalties per minute. If we're down for a few minutes, we pay solutions. And I put an example here for route dampening. Route dampening happens when your BGP links flaps. Some ISPs, what they will do, they will put your BGP advertisement or prefixes in route dampening stat. It's pretty much what they will do. They will shut you down. So very much they will not advertise your routes to their IP streams. And this is something you really don't want to happen to your company or to your link, because it takes sometimes long time to contact the provider and basically explain to them what happens, and then they will be able to allow you to go further. So big problem if happens in your BGP link, and you have some SLAs, you're gonna breach them and you're gonna pay money for that. Code is as simple as it gets. Pretty much this is all of it in these two screenshots. I'm basically opening the log file and looking for certain keywords. For example, for BGB, I'm looking for the adjacency change. That means up or down, anything happens. And then for the dual algorithm, this is for EIGRP. It uses dual algorithm, which is the diffusing algorithm. It only works for Cisco routers. And then if the log matches, then the stuff get pushed into my my stack or array, and then the information will just be sent to the specific email address you specify in the script. This is usually our knock mailing list. Sample entries, and this is since last time I remember someone said, hey, if you can show how your logs look like, so we know how to use a script. And this is some of the log show and some EIGRP trouble that happened in the past. I just decided to paste it here, and it shows the tunnel goes up and down, and that means literally there's an EIGRP problem. Could be isolating a building, or maybe isolating a couple of buildings. You never know. And at the bottom, there's something that you really don't want to see in your logs is BGP going up and down. BGP is really slow. So if it went down, sometimes it takes forever to come up. And to troubleshoot it is not easy. And as I said, route dampening. If you flap 2, 3, 4, 5 times, then your ISPs might block you down. You might not be able to do anything. Requirement to run the script, it's simple. Again, I'm just testing with my same NMS box. I have Perl 5.14.2, and you set the scripts to execute. And then in the same box, I have a syslog-ng with rotating files. So all my routers, firewall switches, they all log to the server. So from network perspective, basically you need your switch, your routers, firewalls, all these devices to be set up with a syslog to send it to our central syslog server. Pretty much you have to set up an IP address, and you have to open the port, and you have to allow this to be saved on the central server. An additional step for BGP, you have to tell it to log. Basically, it will not log neighbor changes unless you tell it to log. It's just specific to it. For EIGRP or for OSPF, they will automatically log for you. How I run it. This is how just me and how I run it. It's pretty much you have the script in place. How I run it, I use the cron tab or the cron jobs. And what I do is that I run it every 5 minutes, and it will run every 5 minutes. It will run through the script. It will try to parse the logs. If it finds an entry, it will take the email, send it out. Again, in 5 minutes, it will do it again. And I decided to make it this way so it keep annoying our knock. So every 5 minutes, if the EIGRB or PGB is down, it will keep generating tickets. Every 5 minutes, it will keep sending emails. So it will be annoyed until they fix the problem, because it is a major issue. If we have one of our routers loses the link, that could be a fiber cut, it could be anything else. Router get hijacked, something. So basically, that's why I just keep running every 5 minutes, and every 5 minutes it will keep sending the email. And at the end, I just send the stuff to the automatic email that generated by the cron tab to dev null, because you know the cron jobs usually when they execute, you will get an email into your root folder, and the email will say, hey, this is executed and this is the result. I don't want that to just fill my root space. So I just send it to the div null. At the bottom here, I have an example of how I run it myself. Future direction, it's pretty much, I think, enough writing the small tools. I'm just going to write one interface, maybe in PHP, and maybe just make it a Java interface, and then plug in all these tools, and be like just calling these tools from this interface. In 2 weeks also, I'll present all these little tools to our NOC management to see what they like and if they want additions and so on. And then I will take these additions and add them in our last cycle. For me, I think it's cycle 11 or 15. And at that point, I'm going to have, I think I've accomplished something. But if, for class, I got my grades, and at work, it's something they use for everyday purposes. And I think that's it. Thank you guys.